Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fliby, and I just wanted to make a video on tips and tricks of how to get better at Valorant. Valorant's not an easy game to learn, and I know that it can be difficult to come into Valorant without any experience in CSGO and kind of struggle for a little bit, because I've done that. Now you may have played CSGO and still need help. Don't worry, there are still tips and tricks in this video to help you with that as well. But I know you probably have been looking for something and they just say get your sensitivity right, and this kind of goes across games as well. Yeah, sensitivity helps, but sensitivity doesn't make you a great player. It doesn't really help that much. So first tip that I have for you is comfort. Make sure you're comfortable in game. Keep your mindset right, and just don't tense up. Just stay calm, stay cool. Keep your mindset right in order to actually succeed in the game, because if you're focused or in overthinking things, you're not going to do well. So just make sure that your mindset is right in the game, and that should help a little bit. The next thing is to know which character you're going to play as. This kind of goes into play style. Know what character you need to play as, know the abilities for that character. That way when you need to, perform in game, then you know what you have at your disposal. Find a character such as like Phoenix. If you're just starting, Phoenix is a pretty good one. He's a fragger character. He has abilities such as his flash orbs, which blind your enemies, making you able to peek a corner for just a few seconds. So just kind of mess around. You could even do in custom games just to kind of learn these abilities a little more. And just experiment with different characters, find out what character you like the abilities of and which one you think fits in with how you want to play. My next thing is find a gun that you enjoy using. I feel like for most people it's just going to be an assault rifle, but maybe not. If you are using an assault rifle, find out which one you like better, either the Phantom or the Vandal. I think the Phantom has a lot of potential, but it lacks at long ranges, which the Vandal exceeds at long ranges but lacks up close. So find out which one you like more, and also find a gun to be a backup. If you're using a Vandal, I could recommend either the Guardian or the Bulldog, as both of those guns have very similar feel to the Vandal. Neither of them are exactly the same, because that would be pointless to have the same gun, but those are the two that I fall back on when I can't afford a Vandal. The reason I say this is that the Vandal and Phantom are two of the most expensive guns in the game, and econ is a very important thing, so you're not always going to be able to get the Vandal or the Phantom as well as heavy shields or whatever. So I would say try and find a different gun besides just those two, so you aren't going bankrupt every single round. If you're using the Phantom, I could recommend the Spectre, which is one of my personal favorite guns. It operates a lot like the Phantom, just even shorter range than the Phantom, which does struggle, but that's, I feel like, why you should learn how to use the Classic as well. The Classic is underrated. I wouldn't spend money on a Ghost every single round, because, well, that's just going to hurt your econ, and half the time you're not even going to use it. So try and learn the Classic as well, because that's going to help you when maybe you're out of ammo or you just need something a little longer range than what you have. The Classic is a very good gun and is actually really underrated. My next thing is knowledge. You need to know all the maps. For one, so you need to find out which map you excel on, which map you do the worst on, and kind of the other maps. Go into custom games maybe and experiment around with the different maps in that game. Just so you kind of know the different points to push and how to push them. My next thing is composition. Know which characters go well together and which combos you can make up. For instance, if you have a Brimstone and a Sage, the Sage can slow enemies while the Brimstone puts his Molotov cocktail down in order to burn them. This is a deadly combo if you get it right, but again, it's hard, and this is where you need to know composition for your team. Next topic is communication. Make sure that you communicate with your teammates on where you died at. Know the different names of the different areas on the map so that you know where to call out when you die. And make sure you do call out when you die. Don't just say on my dead body or on my X, because Valorant can get pretty hectic and sometimes people just aren't going to see where you died at. So saying, hey, they're where I died, doesn't always help because they don't know where that is. Make sure you call out where enemies shot you from, what weapon you used, and how much health you did, how much damage you did to them, because these are all important things that can help your teammate win a fight. Also, just make sure that you know the different areas and let your teammates know where enemies are while you're still alive. Knowledge is one of the most important things you can have in this game, so I can't stress that enough. Just make sure that you communicate with your team so everybody has the same amount of information. It's gonna help you so much. My last thing is the most cliche thing you can do: sensitivity. But not just get your sensitivity where it feels comfortable, but more of don't change your sensitivity and don't blame your sensitivity when you die. Now if you're struggling and you're not getting kills, yeah, maybe adjust your sensitivity around a little bit, but chances are this isn't your first game on PC. If it is, then I would say adjust your sensitivity till you get it to where it feels comfortable, and then just work on building muscle memory for that. If you already have played other PC games, you probably know kind of where you want your sensitivity to be, so I wouldn't change it too much. I would just kind of let your muscle memory build. It's frustrating to be killed because you didn't have high enough sensitivity, or to miss all your shots because your sensitivity wasn't too low. I'd say find a kind of middle ground where you feel really comfortable with it and just stick there and let your muscle memory build. It's honestly going to be one of the best things you can do. Now, I'm not saying that these things that I just told you are going to instantly turn you into a better player overnight, but they will help. Again, it's one of the most annoying things to hear when you look up a video like this, but it does take time to get good. But these things hopefully will help you. These are all more beginner tips, just for people who are newer to the game. I'm not a great player myself, but these are things that I'm actively working on to get better at, and I feel like they have helped me. Now, if you have any questions as to some of these things, just let me know in the comments and I can make a video elaborating on them. But hopefully this video helps